So I was just talking with my wife in the car on the way home from Bible study, and we were just talking about suffering, in life. There's just a lot of suffering, and specifically we were talking about like temptation, like whenever, you're tempted, what do you do? What can we do practically? And I was just talking about how in my life, like the way I got through temptation was by doing other things in my life that sucked, that I didn't want to do. That way, when I got tempted, I had already built that belief of like, hold on, bro, like you did this, so you can overcome the temptation. Because when I didn't do that, I would get tempted, and that was the hardest thing in my life. But when I'm doing other things in my life that are hard, I can get tempted and get into that hard moment of suffering and realize like, hold on, bro, we suffer every day. This is what we do. And when we first got together, like she didn't know this type of mindset. She didn't know this about me. But now she's getting up with me every day at 4 a.m. to go work out, and she's doing it. She's sticking with it. She's now starting to see like practically what inflicting more suffering on your life actually does. Because people go, my life's already so hard. Why do I want to suffer more? And it's like, bro, you're missing it. When you suffer, it's training you for the suffering. So it actually becomes easier. And I just wanted to like kind of let you explain like how that mentality kind of changed the way you live like now versus before, and like how you've been able to apply that in your life.
Yeah, I mean, before I was saved, honestly, like, I mean, of course, we're even tempted in the world before we're saved, but like, I was just the kind of person, like, I had no, I don't know if it's the right word, but like, if a temptation came my way, or I knew there was something I shouldn't do, or it could even be the smallest things, or I gotta get up for school, or whatever it is, like, I had no, like, not even a single bit of like fight in me, I guess. Like, a temptation came my way, and that was it. Like, I folded instantly. And obviously getting saved, like, that changed everything, like my heart, my mind, my soul, the way that I wanted to live. But even then, like, I'm not saying that God's not enough, because he absolutely is, but like, I 100% believe that like he picked you for me, because just ever since being with you, like, you changed my brain chemistry. Like, even the first few months of being together, like, I was telling people, like, holy crap, like, I've never looked at life this way, or understood life this way, or seen it this way. Like, you have benefited me on a whole other level. Like, now I understand, like, you're right, getting up at 4 a.m. to go to the gym, and being strict on a calorie deficit, or even a freaking bulk, like, even that can be hard. Or just honestly doing anything hard, you've just made me realize that you're right. Like, it does make the, I don't want to say smaller temptations, but because it's not like I'm dealing with anything big right now, but those small little things, it makes it so much easier, 100%, because it's not the hardest thing on my to-do list for the day. But back then, it absolutely was.
You weren't ready for it.
No,
you weren't ready for it. You got hit with the temptation, and you're like, dang, we've been.
Well, that's the hardest thing that I had to do.
Right,
today,
we've
so
been chilling. Yeah. Yeah, and I just think, man, like, this is what people are missing out on, because people go, man, like, my life is already hard. Like, I already suffer. Why would I want to suffer more? But again, there's a reason why you suffer in your life, and you fold and you don't know how to get through it. it's because you haven't proved to yourself that you can get through it. So practically, what do? I mean, I built my belief through working out. I've been working out for almost 4 years now, and it became easy. Working out is too easy for me now. So that no longer really builds belief for me. I now have to wake up at 4 a.m. because that's hard. And working out used to be hard, so it built belief, but now it became easy. I gotta do something else now. So I get up at 4 a.m. So now practically, if I get hit with temptation, in the moment I'm like, I'm tempted, right? But I'm sitting there, I'm like having this conversation in my head. I'm like, wait a second, bro. Like, look what we've done. You got up this morning, you worked out, you were working on your business. Now you're at work, and like, you can get through the temptation, bro. Like, we've already done so many things today or this past week. Like, you're good. But people, they're not doing anything in their life that's hard. So when the hard stuff comes, there's no belief there. They don't believe they can get through it because they've never been through anything in their life. And I'm not talking about do something that's hard, like, oh, my job's hard. Bro, you have to do that. It's not about doing stuff that you have to do. You only build that belief and that discipline by doing stuff that you don't have to do. I don't have to get up at 4 a.m. I don't have to freaking work out. But I know what happens when I don't. I get into those hard situations and I fold because that's the hardest thing on my to-do list, So people have it all twisted up. Why would I suffer more? Why would I inflict more suffering on my life when my life's already hard? Brother, your life's going to get easier if you suffer more. Yes, it's hard in the beginning, but you reap the benefits instantly. Bro, I get up at 4 a.m, I work out, and by the time I get home, I feel like a freaking beast, bro. I'm like, holy crap, bro. I'm like, bring it on, bro. Versus before, I'm like, oh, crap, bro. I'm moving in fear because I know I'm not the man capable of overcoming it because I'm not overcoming crap in my life. I'm waking up and I'm thinking all day like, man, I hope I don't get tempted today. But you're going to get tempted, So what are you doing in your life to prepare you for that temptation, man? And, I'll be real. Like, we were at the Bible study and people were talking about like, what can we do practically to overcome it? And that's my answer. I didn't share it, bro. I was a little worried about what people were going to think. And I don't know. I feel like I think differently than people. And I was worried that people were maybe going to think like, oh, like it's not about what you could do. It's about what God can do. And I'm sitting here like, bro, I'm going to just keep it real, bro. I'm not going to sit here and, talk to you, the listener, and sit here and say, I've prayed my way through everything, bro. I haven't. There's been times where I read my Bible and I prayed and I got tempted and I'm still like, God, like this isn't enough. What do I do? Ultimately, I know that God is the only reason why I'm able to do anything. So don't think for a second that I'm not sitting here thanking God every morning that I do pray and read my Bible. Thank you for giving me the strength and the discipline to go do the things in order for me to build belief. And thank you for, giving me the privilege to go work out and start a business and do everything. So subconsciously, every time I run into a problem, the credit and the glory still goes to him. But I was worried about people just not understanding that, because my lifestyle is more barbaric, and people are looking for the easy way out. So when I sit here and tell people, yeah, man, like you got to suffer, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, do something that sucks every day. That way, when the suck stuff comes, it's easier to get through it. People don't want to hear that crap, man. I feel like most people in church nowadays are and not even just church, in America, bro. Like, you look around, bro, there's so many fat people, bro. Life is too easy. Like, people are just walking around doing whatever they want because they can, they can survive and thrive and they don't have to do these extra things everybody's comfortable, man. Nobody wants to get uncomfortable, but what happens is when you don't get uncomfortable in your life, there's times where you got to get uncomfortable to get over the temptation and people don't know what to do. So that's what's worked for me in my life, man. And it's starting to work for my wife. She's starting to see it. And, this all started for me because I didn't like where I was at. in my life. I had a porn addiction. I was smoking weed every day and hanging out with, you know, the wrong crowd and going out to clubs to chase women that I knew didn't even have the confidence in getting. And, you know, I didn't want to be at clubs anyway. I was just, you know, kind of, you know, I was a leaf in the wind, you know, and I didn't know who I was. And it bothered me, bro. So one day I decided to do something about it, you know. And for me, it started in the gym. I wanted to change what I saw in the mirror. And the next step for me was, you know, once I started working out started revealing all these other areas of my life that I needed to work on. So not too long after that, I rededicated my life to Christ. And ever since that, man, I've just been on a self-development journey. And now I'm starting my fitness coaching business. And, you know, I'm in my 1-bedroom apartment with my wife. And, you know, this is where I'm at, man. And I'm super blessed. And I am grateful, you know, 100%. Like, I didn't think I was going to be here, you know, as much as I just talked about suffering. Like, my life every day, it's not suffering. Like, I wouldn't ever want to go back to the version of myself that I was a few years ago, you know. So this is the way that I live my life. So I don't go back there, you know. I'm a completely different person, and I'm thankful for that. So yeah, man, that I'll be honest, I started this video and it was supposed to be a 3-minute Instagram reel, but it just turned into this. And so I'll just be putting this on YouTube. But yeah, man, I hope this helped out. This is huge in my life that I've been able to apply not only to, you know, overcoming temptation in your walk with Christ, but like, you know, even decisions that I have to make within, you know, starting my business. You know, whenever I feel like not doing something in my life, I just remind myself of all the stuff that I do that I don't feel like doing. So it's just a constant like, hey, bro, like, you're good. You can do it. You know, you are capable of it because look what you've already done. And life's a big mental battle, man. So if you can learn how to, you know, just strengthen and armor your mind, it's not going to happen on the couch, bro. You got to get up and do something. But that's personally how I have, you know, gotten through the suffering in my life, man. So God bless you guys. And I appreciate you for clicking on the video, listening. Connect with me on Instagram. The link will be in the description. Peace out.